people often say to me, oh, I have the best boss. My boss is brilliant, because they'll just leave me on my own. They leave me to my own devices. And for me, I'm so shocked to hear that, because that to me is not a good boss. A boss is someone who you should be working alongside, who is helping you to develop and helping you to grow, not someone who just leaves you to get on with your work and who's not really in touch at all with what it is that you're up to, or not supporting you in any way to develop your career. If you have a bad boss, it's also really important to document everything that's going on so that there's a paper trail. It's not just verbal. It's not just he said, she said. It's about having documentation. So if you have a meeting, if it's verbal, that there's a follow-up email with that. Here's what we discussed. Here are the points that were made. And so if it does escalate, if it does become an issue, that you have that paper trail to be able to take to HR, that you have that paper trail to be able to refer back to, so you know that you can stand your ground essentially on what was agreed or what was discussed during something, and I've seen this multiple times recently where things have been verbalized, but they haven't been actually put down in writing. And I think it's really important to get stuff in writing. It might seem overkill at some points, but actually it will really save you in the long run to document everything that's happening. If you have gone down the route of deciding to leave an organization and you want to make sure that you don't go into that same situation again in the future where you have a really terrible boss, then there are some things that you might want to consider at the interview stage. So I know for me, it really damaged my self-confidence for a long time. So maybe have a think about what specifically were the areas that I had conflict with my boss around, and trying to make sure that you won't have those same conflicts in any new role that you take on. You do have the opportunity at interview stage to meet your new manager and to ask them questions, so that you don't have to say I had a terrible manager in the past, but you can ask questions about the type of behavior or how they approach different scenarios at work, which maybe your previous boss didn't handle very well.